Hey there, it is a Wednesday afternoon special. I am the one, the only, Baldy-in-Chief with the Texas Weather Center and Texas Storm Chasers. I am David Reimer, and we are monitoring our next upper-level storm system that's going to be bringing a plethora of weather fun, if you want to call it that. Most of you don't. Tomorrow and on Friday, that includes the chance for showers, storms, some rain, and snow. Ho, ho, ho. It may be after Christmas, but I do not care because I'm caffeinated. Let's go ahead and talk about our first weather issue that will be plaguing the state tonight and through much of Thursday, and that's going to be fog. We're going to have a lot of it tonight. Northwestern half of Texas, good bet we're going to have not only widespread fog, but the fog is going to probably become thicker than pea soup. At times, visibility probably down to 100 feet or less. It is not going to be a particularly pleasant morning to be traveling by air if you're in the Panhandle, West Texas, Permian Basin, Hill Country, up into North Texas. If we're lucky, the fog will stay just north of Intercontinental and Hobby, but DFW, Love Field, you're going to have fog in the morning. I know, just what all the travelers want to hear. If it makes you feel better, I'm joining in that circus on Friday, so yay! But yes, dense fog galore. Now, add in the complexity and the added enjoyment of it being below freezing tonight in the Panhandle and West Texas into Thursday morning. That means the dense fog is going to act as freezing fog, which means ice. Ice, ice, baby. Now, I'm not going to sing, don't worry. But we are going to have the potential for freezing fog to accumulate ice on all exposed objects in the Panhandle and West Texas, where temperatures fall into the 20s tonight and Thursday morning, meaning the potential for slick travel conditions tomorrow morning and potentially even into tomorrow afternoon across the Panhandle and West Texas, and then add in more fun called snow tomorrow night into Friday morning. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but again, some of this fog tomorrow will not dissipate at all. Some folks, you're going to stay in dense fog all day tomorrow, specifically Hill Country, Big Country, Panhandle, West Texas, even into parts of the Concho Valley. Notice we've got the reds, the oranges, the yellows, pretty much any color on the screen minus the map or the ocean. Fog, dense fog at times. All right, let's look at the system number 2. We'll let this loop back around and give y'all a tantalizing look at the scary blue colors of doom. Let's go ahead and talk about it. First off, snow potentially in the Panhandle by early tomorrow afternoon through Friday morning, even into parts of West Texas. You can see this is being a little more aggressive with that rain-snow line, but oh, look, there's more. As the system begins to depart and intensify Friday afternoon and Friday evening, this specific weather model is trying to bring a little bit of wet snow to the Arklatex in northeast Texas Friday afternoon. Now, temperatures in northeast Texas are going to be above freezing. Even if we get a changeover or a mix with wet snow at times, not going to see issues, probably, because temperatures above freezing. Now, for some reason, it actually snowed heavy enough for snow to stick. It would probably melt within an hour or two. And again, this is about as likely as me growing hair back on top of my head, but it still happens. If you watch my video this morning, I had hair on top of my head. Now I do not, because modern mechanics. On the bright side, if you're in the Panhandle, you are going to have snow accumulations, even into parts of the South Plains. Everyone else, guess what? No snow for you. You get rain. Maybe, if you're lucky. If you're in the western half of Texas, you're not really going to get snow. First band of rain moving into far west Texas, the borderland late tonight, Thursday morning, may mix with snow in the higher elevations. Otherwise, scattered showers and thunder boomies across the eastern half of Texas Thursday afternoon through Friday morning. Some storms southeast Texas, the Golden Triangle, that's around Beaumont, Orange, far southeast Texas, could be a bit rowdy with small hail and gusty winds, heavy rainfall. All right, but then all that moves out by Friday afternoon, leaving us dry for the remainder of Friday and most of Saturday. All right, let's talk about the latest snowfall forecast, since I know so many of you want to know. Here is the latest. We have bumped it a little further southeast across the Panhandle in West Texas. This is one of the more aggressive forecasts we're going to use here, but you know what? Better safe than sorry, because I'm Baldy-in-Chief, and I said so. Panhandle, a little bit of West Texas. Probably are going to see rain mixed with or change over to snow completely at times tomorrow afternoon through Friday morning. The potential for a dusting up to maybe 5-6 inches of snow. Highest chance for those 3 to 6 inch snowfall totals Dalhart, Dumas, Vega, probably up towards Perryton, up into the Oklahoma Panhandle and northeastern New Mexico. Amarillo, east towards McLean, Pampa, Canadian. I mean, worst case scenario right now looks like about 2 to 3 inches of snow. Lower totals farther south. Back on the New Mexico-Texas line, further southwest of Amarillo, down past Canyon, all that, Littlefield, maybe not as far south as Littlefield, we may also see a bit of snow accumulation. Now, we've got the little pink shading of doom. That does include Lubbock, up towards Plainview, over towards Shamrock. We could have a bit of snow mixed with rain tomorrow. Minor accumulations of snow are possible, but that is the uncertain zone of questionability. Oh, and then for fun, we've added a little baby zone of light blue teal. Sky blue, perhaps. That does include a sliver of Texoma, Gainesville, all the way along 82 to Texarkana and northeast Texas. And again, that's where if all the conditions come together right and y'all jump up and down with joy enough, you may see a few wet snowflakes mix in with the rain at times Friday afternoon, but really we do not expect issues there. North of the Red River, depending on just how cold things can get and how quickly, you may see some snow accumulations. But for us in the state of Texas, snow accumulations are probably going to stay confined to the Panhandle, maybe a bit of the South Plains and West Texas. All right, let's switch over to the liquid version, and that is rain, or melted snow. Over the next 2 days, this is solely for our second storm system. For tomorrow through Friday, the potential for 1/10 to 1/4 to 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch of rain from the Panhandle all the way southeast off the Caprock in the northwest Texas, North Texas, Texoma, central Texas, down into the Brazos Valley, East Texas, the Piney Woods of East Texas, the Golden Triangle, and far southeast Texas itself, where we could see perhaps 1 to 1.5 inches of rain. Back down the coast into the coastal bend, Corpus Christi to the Middle Texas coast, with lighter rainfall down to the Rio Grande Valley. Southwestern half of Texas, probably aren't going to see enough to even make it onto the map of life, which is 1/10 of an inch of rain. So again, thanks to the relatively fast-moving nature of this activity on Thursday and Friday, not going to see a whole lot of rain, but some folks will see enough to end up near 1 to 1.5 inches of rain. Depending on how quickly that falls, if you get an inch of rain in, say, an hour, that'll probably cause some street flooding, ponding, all that fun stuff. You know the deal. Driving in Texas is fun when it's dry. You add in rain, and it's like the Indy 500, except slipping and sliding and crashing in walls, and, you don't get a fancy race car afterwards. So it's not going to be particularly pleasant weather, but it is January and we need rain, because without rain we combust, and we don't need to be combusting in January. That's no fun. We don't need to combust any time of year, but I don't want to combust in January either, especially when we start adding in wind from crashing the cold fronts, which we will be as we get into early next week with storm system number 3. That'll be hitting on Sunday night and Monday, bringing the potential for a winter storm to the Panhandle of Texas. Once again, another round of accumulating snow, possibly showers and storms, the eastern half of Texas. And it's going to get windy. But that is it for your Wednesday afternoon update. I planned on this being 3 minutes, but again, I had too much caffeine, so my exuberance just let us continue on and on the merry-go-round that is forecasting and describing weather in the state of Texas. As always, you can get your local weather forecast. Find out when it's actually going to rain or snow at your house with the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app, available in the Apple app and Android stores, except Android's not Apple, so Google Play Store. Just search for Texas Storm Chasers, or if you want to take the Baldy and Chief route, just type in Texas Weather, decimal, dot, whatever you want to call it, app in your web browser. Yes, instead of .com, it's .app, texasweather.app, and it'll take you right to the download page for your device, because even I, Baldy and Chief, have to build a way to make things easy. With that being said, we'll keep an eye on things. And yeah, I'm going to go find more caffeine, because clearly I've not had enough. Thanks for tuning in this afternoon. As always, we'll keep you updated.